What do you think about pit bulls? I've only known one personally. One of my dad's truck drivers brought the dog with her every day to work. Rode shotgun. She was a great dog. Until she started getting older. Customers started calling and complaining of the aggressive dog in the truck. She began growling and lunging toward the window. Inside the truck. At anyone who came near the truck. If she was outside the truck in the pit yard, she would nip at anyone who came near it. Then shit bit my uncle, co-owner of the business. A man she had known for 8 years, since she was a pup. She loved him. The truck rides came to an end. Alone at home, she became more aggressive and bit more people. Not lockjaw bites. But the bites were escalating in severity. It got to where she had to be put down. This dog was never treated badly. Everything was done properly. The owner was absolutely devastated. My pit bull killed my black lab after years of living together and professional training. Edit. There's not much of a story. I got the pit as a puppy and socialized it as much as possible. I had it trained and we did the training techniques at home as well. When the pit was about 3 years old, it attacked one of the black labs we had. We separated the dogs, but about 2 weeks later it attacked it again out of nowhere and killed it. My best friend got injured when we were trying to separate the dogs as well. We did everything right and showed the dog so much love, and it still violently snapped and killed a member of its own family. To answer another question, no, we didn't put the pit bull down. She lives at a family business where she won't come in contact with strangers or other animals. And yes, my experience owning a pit has completely changed my opinion on them in a negative way. Well, some stereotypes, as much as you don't want to believe them, are factually true. About 70% of fatal dog attacks were from pit bulls. I love pit bulls and have owned them in the past, but you can't just act like this fact isn't true. Illegal to own one where I live. Not for me. They can be problematic. And I'm saying that as a pit bull owner who absolutely loves his pit bull. He's a great rapper. My favorite song is that one song, I'm at the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. I worked for a while at the SPCA Veterinary Hospital in Johannesburg, South Africa, when it was still illegal in SA to even own a pit bull terrier. It was considered a serious issue because there were dog fighting syndicates run by mobsters, and they were using a lot of pit bulls as they seemed to be the best fighting dog. Other dogs were also taken to these illegal pits, mainly to be slaughtered by pit bulls to thrill their audiences. We used to offer free veterinary aid to people who couldn't afford veterinary bills, and these individuals often had the gall to bring their pit bulls in after one of their illegal shows and claim they were regular bull terriers that happened to get into a fight. Of course, you couldn't prove they'd been dog fighting, but the pit bulls could get confiscated by our SPCA inspectors. In the old SA, they had arresting powers in terms of any form of animal cruelty. The dogs were kept at a special place of safety as they were trained to fight and could not safely be domesticated. This caused major issues with all sorts of threats to staff and one of the inspectors' house being burnt down. Of course, they are beautiful dogs and often seem friendly and playful. But they, like a few other big and dangerous breeds, are just too risky to keep as a pet. Quite a few of these breeds are exclusively used for security and law enforcement, which seems like a good way to utilize these dogs. Rottweilers, for instance, are excellent for guarding in double security fences. A friend of mine had a pit bull. It killed her other dog. The pit was also quite young, just over a year old. She rehomed it, but the people couldn't handle him, so they rehomed him too. and these people rehomed him. She no longer knows where it is. Oh, personally would never take a pit bull. Even though I have friends that swear how good the breed is and even trust their pits with their kids. I wouldn't. Seen too many cases of aggressive pit bulls to trust them. 2 pit bulls killed my small, well-behaved dog 3 years ago. They attacked him out of nowhere in a forest. One of them bit my dog's neck and shook him until he was dead. Its owner screamed at the top of her lungs. But the pit completely ignored both of us. There was blood everywhere, and honestly I am still recovering from that absolutely terrifying experience. Say yeah. Don't like pits. Think they are seriously dangerous. They are trained to fight and kill other dogs. So not really a surprise they do. It's illegal to have them where I live now, and I'm glad about it. I think it should be everywhere. They're not for inexperienced dog owners. This should not be your first dog. People go on about how the dogs aren't aggressive, but that isn't true. Of course the owner and the personality of the dog factor in, but if they go after someone or another dog, they aren't letting it go. My cousin had a really sweet one. Professionally trained and such a sweetie. One day she left her house and the doggy stayed back and was apparently anxious. He bit her sister's face off.